gosh, that's a black squirrel. That's a fox squirrel. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. It's General's cauliflower. So it's vegan and it looks amazing and delicious. Okay, this General's cauliflower, one of the best things I have eaten in a very, very long time. It's amazing. This is the vegan French dip, so I'm actually pretty excited to dig into this with vegan slaw. And it has like mushrooms everywhere, and mushroom salad. That's really yummy looking. I will. This is the delicious looking orange cake, vegan orange cake. It's huge. I'm glad we only got one dessert now because we're gonna have to share this, but we're gonna dig in and it looks awesome. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He's so cute. He's a little finger plushie. Oh, I love him. A little frog. It's a Michigan State plushie. You can actually get plushies. Oh my gosh. These are felted birdhouses, and this would look amazing in my office, or even the blue one with the dragonfly. And I'm wondering if the finches would use it, but I know how filthy it gets inside of a birdhouse, so I don't know if I would want to subject the poor, beautiful, felted birdhouse to that. It'd be really fun to fill little treasures in, though. This is one of my favorite book series of all time. My cousin gave me this book series when I was very young, and I've absolutely adored it. If I could give this to everybody, I totally would. It is the misadventures of a princess who refuses to be proper, and she ends up working for dragons, and basically it broke all sorts of stereotypes, and it was totally empowering and amazing to read when I was younger. I want to get the whole series and reread it now. I forgot just how much I adore this book series. Way the Tamora Pierce, Song of the Lioness Quartet. This was another one of my absolute favorite series when I was younger. Oh my gosh, and the Dark Materials. They come in these cool book sets now. I would have loved this at that age. I would love it now. I love these books. They were so good. Oh my gosh, there are so many books for nature lovers. I had forgotten how awesome it is to be back inside a bookstore. Birds of Pandemonium, who I've heard is an absolutely amazing series. Look, there's Gouldian finches. There's Gouldian finches on the cover. That is so cool. There's My Little Guys, The Genius of Birds. So many bird books. Oh my gosh. Seeing Seeds. We've got natural birdhouse projects. You guys, how fun would that be to make some natural birdhouses too on the vlog channel? That would be amazing. Wow. Oh my gosh, there's so many good books. The Dragon Behind the Glass, The Story of the Power Obsession of World's Most Coveted Fish, How to Be a Wildflower, How Am I Gonna Pick Which Books? What a Fish Knows, The Invention of Nature. I might need to start reading these with you guys and doing vlogs on how cool these books are and the intersection of nature and literary enjoyment. Oh my gosh. Braiding sweetgrass, what? Oh my gosh, it looks like too much fun. Homemade for hamsters. Oh my gosh. So back from our little afternoon of adventure. That was really nice. So just as I finished up recording the vlog channel update earlier, Chips called up to me and he was like, "Hey darling, you want to go on a walk?" So we went on a walk over to the wonderful, delightful little park that's near our home. One of like 3 or 4 parks near our home. It's amazing how many parks there are. And normally when you think park, you're like big open lawns where people can play frisbee and stuff like that. This is like woodland, like thick woodland, like you guys saw, with ferns and mushrooms and birds, and you're stopping every 2 seconds going, "Did I just see a black squirrel? Was that another chipmunk? Oh my gosh, that's a rare like red-bellied woodpecker." And you just, it's right here in the suburbs. Like this isn't even suburbs. This is like the city. This is just the residential area of the city on the west side, and it's just beautiful. And all of the houses are so quirky. I want to start all sorts of special like walking vlogs, or I want to be able to go and look at all of the flowers that everybody has in their yard, because there's gardens everywhere. Every single house feels so unique, and so many of them have like fairy gardens in their front yard, or they've got all of the bird feeders, or they have really creative, fun little things hanging from the trees or going up their trees or the sides of their houses. And it's just so much personality, so quirky, so full of greenery, and people who truly seem to appreciate gardening. And I'm in love with this. I'm in love with being here. Lunch was amazing. Lunch was delicious. That was it was all vegetarian with mostly vegan options restaurant, and it's right next to our home, right next to the grocery store we shop at. So we picked up some groceries on our way home too. And we're in love with it. We're so in love with it. We were going to go do plants as well, so that I could put some big plants in my room and get some plants on the deck, get some plants like on the other side of my room, put a big plant in Chips's office. But we kind of got ourselves worn out going on that walk without water. Always bring water. Even if you think it's going to be a short walk, always bring water. So we're home to rest, and I'm going to start processing the slew of moving vlogs and the main channel update vlog, and then I'm going to settle in. And now that the office, it's done, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to have all of those things organized and put where they need to go. I'm still sorting my clothes and everything in the closet, which is just chaotic mess. I'm a very tidy person normally, so I just need to kind of tidy that up and figure out what I want in the closet, what I want in the basement. I don't have to have my storage in my face anymore. Like when we lived in the place we did in the Raleigh area of North Carolina, there wasn't storage. There was optional $100 a month on top of your normal rent storage for a garage if you wanted that. I think that's how they got you. But there wasn't really storage. And so nice to be able to be like, hey, my suitcases are just going to go in the basement. And they're down there. And there's so much space in the basement. There's an abundance of space in the basement. We're probably going to end up building some sort of just little tiny workout gym for when it's winter and freezing cold here and we want to do a little bit of working out to kind of get the blood pumping. And also the basement will be really cold, so it'll be really fun to go down there, just have like a podcast on and just like pump away at the exercise bike. I wish there was some way to get like some sort of fun climbing wall. There's a climbing wall. The house across the ravine from ours has a climbing wall in the backyard. That's the kind of people there are around here. I would love to have my own climbing wall, but I don't think I could install a climbing wall in an apartment without damaging the walls somehow. So I'll let that dream fade away again, even though it sounds amazing. And my birdos are singing to me and they seem pretty happy, huh, babies? And we have so much stuff coming up this weekend. There's going to be the 75th anniversary, like the 75th celebration of the farmers market, 75 years of the local farmers market. The weekend we're moving into town, which I think is really cool. And then there's some events going on Sunday that we want to go see. And I mean, tomorrow we're going to be super busy with getting more of our stuff delivered so we can set up the house. This really has been the most exhausting, stressful move we've ever done. But that doesn't mean it was bad, and it doesn't mean bad stress, just a lot of challenges to get set up. And Chips and I both feel like it's probably that way because it's the first time we've wanted to really have a household. Instead of just shuttling like the stuff you have left over from your college days back and forth, this is when you have a household and you have specific ideas of what kind of emotional and mental energy you want in your home and different sections of your home. And that requires having like a few new pieces of furniture here and there to kind of make the living room feel a bit more balanced, or to make sure your office feels like it's a very productive, mentally stimulating and relaxing workspace. Like in the past, it's been so much easier to move because I think it was just like, well, this is the room I'm allotted and here's all my stuff, so it's got to go in here somehow. And now that we have more freedom and now that we really have specific ideas and needs from our office spaces because we're trying to become like working professionals, it's really interesting how it's harder because you have to make sure everything is, if not just right, just there's extra things that you need or extra things you realize you could really use to make the space what you need it to be or want it to be. So yeah, the move is taking longer than we both thought, but I don't think that's a bad thing. And now that I've organized this room, and I spent all yesterday trying to figure out where all these paper cranes and like plastic animals could go in a way that was emotionally conductive to my workspace, I feel pretty ready. I want to rest, I want to get some water, I want to process some of these vlogs so that I've got that started, and then I want to start recording for the main channel again and becoming Seri, the pixel biologist.